Connecting with Jennifer Filzen. Today I have a fellow Toastmaster, Priya Shastri. We have had so much fun in our interactions together. And to be a little honest, she thought she was going to interview me, but no, ha. I got the tables turned. I'm going to interview her today. She is a treasure. I met her through the Women Lead Toastmasters group. She's on fire. She does a lot of really cool stuff, and we are going to talk about Priya. Welcome, my darling. Welcome.
Thank you, Jennifer. I'm glad to be here, and it's a total pleasure to be here. I did not expect me to be interviewed by you. I always thought I am the speaker, and the interviewee will give me answers. But it looks like today I was caught. So I'm here, and I'm not going to run away. I'll try to answer the questions as much as I can, and let the audiences decide how it went.
Oh, you are so cute. So here's the fun thing. The hosts of the party, right? The podcaster. In fact, Priya, the timing is impeccable. I met a podcaster today on a LinkedIn thing. So like today's been like a lot of meetings. I went to a a LinkedIn event. My friend was the host, and I was on there, and the audience is a bunch of marketers and podcasters. So we're all on LinkedIn, and I get this message from this gal. Her name is September Smith. Is that the coolest name? September
I
Smith.
know.
And so she's like, "Oh, do you know her name?" Oh, wow. Okay. She's a
No,
big
I'm saying it's the coolest name.
It is a cool name, September
Yeah.
Smith. Anyway, so she's in there LinkedIn like, "Hey, I saw you and that was really cool." And I'm like, "Yeah, you're really cool." And I said, "I see that you're a podcaster. How do you pick your people?" So I was just starting a conversation. Next thing
Okay.
you know, I'm stalking her and I'm watching her most recent podcast that came out on the 3rd of September,
Mhm.
celebrating September is apparently Podcasters Month, and she's being interviewed by ah Marge Lovell or something like that. Anyway, Margot Lovell. And so they were having a discussion about how, yeah, they don't like to be guests on podcasts because like they're so used to being the ones asking questions that they get to hide. They
Mhm.
get to hide behind
Yeah.
the interviewer. But for me, you know what my take is on it? I love making new friends. I just, it was once said about me by my ex-husband, there are two kinds of people in this world, those that know Jen and those that have yet to meet Jen. Right? So I just love to interface and there are no wrong answers. And so I'm kind of curious. I would love to know in the podcasting world, in what you do. Well, let's just talk about you. Okay, let's just talk about you. Let's just get a little bit of who is Priya. Bring like a, I don't know, in a table topics format. Give us a
Mhm.
little history as to who Priya is and how she got where she's at today.
Okay. Uh, I'm going to try my best, and I have a timer here,
There's
I'll
no need to time yourself. It's okay.
so
You can
I'll
be
keep
on TikTok
watching
if you want.
watching the timer to make sure that I don't go far too and long.
Nah,
I know
you're
you would be kind enough to tell me that I'm doing fine, but
fine. I
still.
will. I promise. Pinky promise.
Okay. So I am the kind of person who likes to do a lot of things. I take pleasure in meeting new people and learning things from them. I would put myself in the group of artistic artistic lovers who like art in any form, be it speech, be it painting, be it drawing, be it beauty in the nature, uh, be it anything that went wrong in the home while maybe while cooking, but you still see what went right in that. So I am that kind of person. So you can expect that a lot of things would have gone wrong with me, but I still see the right in them. And eh, cooking is something that I do a lot, and I try to put a spin to my own version of dishes and my own version of blending in the ingredients that I have, and and make a good dish. I and my theory on life is that you have several options to choose at any given point of time. The key thing is to choose wisely and stick to it. And sticking to it part is the most toughest part. But once you train yourself to say that I'm going to be focused on this one task, then you can accomplish a lot. So that's my philosophy on life.
I love it. Okay, so what is the dish that I have to have when you're cooking? Like, what's the thing that I'm going to be eating when I invite myself to your house for dinner?
As you know, I'm from India, so we have several different dishes from India, and cooking is probably one of the favorite pastimes of all people in India, and women especially are considered to be marriage material if they know to cook. So yeah, it's very important. All other things can fall apart, but cooking has to be there. So the Indian men are also trained by their moms that if you get a good course meal, it shows that the person can actually provide for you as your life goes on. So if you come to my house, I will probably make a dish called tamarind rice. It's
Ooh,
made out of tamarind and rice, and it has peanuts in it. Assuming that you don't have nut allergy,
love
and it has salt, and it has a ground red chili powder and coriander powder, and it has um, not cinnamon, it's cumin powder,
it.
and it has oil, which is like the sesame oil. It's very characteristic of Indian cooking. We use sesame oil very much similar to how olive oil gets used. So it's considered to be high in nutrition, high in protein, and it's considered to be a laxative by its own. So it clears the system as well as gives you the nutritious flavor when you taste it. So tamarind rice is one of my favorite dishes, and it goes with papad. I don't know if you know papad. Papad is like a round circle that, when fried in oil, it uh,
Papadum. I love papadum. Oh
yeah,
my
yeah,
gosh,
papadam, yeah,
I love papadum.
yeah.
Yes.
So it goes with papadam and it goes with potato curry. So potato curry is again it's like French fries but with a lot of masala on it.
Mm.
So that's
Mm.
it's all with oil and lots of masala. So when you come out of my house after having lunch or dinner, you will be like, aha, this is spicy, and it's like, I had a good meal. Now it's time to go for a nap.
Okay, Priya, there's so much to unpack here. First off, how soon can I come over? Secondly, I was hungry before. Now I'm starving, and I know I'm going down for some Indian food tonight. So, yes, thank you very much. And wow, okay. And then the other thing is, all right, you're gonna laugh. I am not marriage material according to the Indian culture because I suck at cooking. I did, however, years ago. Okay, so one of my very dear friends, I'm actually going to go see her this weekend. She moved up from San Jose to Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. Anjali, she is Sikh, and she grew up in Chandigarh. Um, and because of her, I was going to go to India for the first time. I still haven't been, but I was going to go in 2008, but the Mumbai
Hmm.
attacks happened. And
Hmm.
so, because of my coloring and because of how things were going, we were like, I'm going to back out of this trip, but you guys go on ahead because they had a wedding to go to and a whole bunch of stuff. So I did not get to go on that trip. But in preparation for my trip, Priya, I'm not joking. And also too, my music was being played over there because of Bohemia.
Oh.
So I really wanted to like I got my Shalvar kameez. I went to I took Bollywood dance classes. I took a cooking course that was like multiple. Man, the work and level of skill and patience. Oh my
Mm-hmm.
goodness. The patience for all that pressure cooking, slow cooking. Hats off, girl. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I mean, wow. But it's like Japanese cuisine as well. It also there's a
Mm-hmm.
craft, there's an art, there is so much time and love that goes into those meals. So I appreciate you. I respect you. I'm inviting myself over to your house,
Oh,
and I'll
sure.
tell you the thing that gets me invited back because I suck in the kitchen, but I'm really good at cleaning the dishes.
Oh, you're so sweet. But I do have a dishwasher, also called as husband.
Oh, that's so much fun. Oh my gosh. I love it that cooking is the thing that you chose to make you special and unique. I mean, how can anyone not love you knowing that you're going to make them tamarind rice, pop it on the
No, actually, if you think of life, food is so important. What you eat, and because it grows on you over time,
well,
and you are, yeah,
like, yeah, COVID. Hello, the COVID-19 girl.
yeah. But cooking is something that everybody loves, and I have a huge sweet tooth, so I always want sweets. I crave sweets.
Gulpy.
Yeah, chocolate, gulab jamun,
Oh, that's it. I'm
rasgulla.
sorry. You're right. I'm sorry. I said it the wrong way, but yes, that. Yes.
Yes,
Thank
yes,
I had it in my
yeah,
head. I said the wrong word. Yes.
yeah, yeah. Rasmalai, and there is gajar ka halwa, carrot halwa. It's called gajar ka halwa, and
Mm,
it's called the kaju katli, which is like the
mm.
um, diamond shaped cashew nut cutlets. And after the good meal, have a good sweet, and then start what you need to do. So for me, if I am told to choose um, between reading, cooking, um working on computers, or anything related to software, I would definitely prefer to cook a good meal so that I don't have to worry about my food, and then work on software. So, because that's my second passion, but and then read a book. So, in that order. So,
I love it.
that would be my perfect day.
I love it. Date night with Priya. Love it. Make sure she has software to code. Okay, let's talk about your software life. All right, what do you do in that? Who do you work for? How long you been doing it? And yeah, the food is sexier, but yet software is also sexy. It nourishes you and allows you to live in Silicon Valley
Yeah.
and make this wonderful food. So tell us a little bit about that side of you.
Oh, so when I was little, I saw my dad, who is an engineer. So that's how I started going into STEM and reading up about engineering and so on. So I told myself that I would become an engineer when I grow up, and I did exactly that. So, given in India, almost every third person would be an engineer, because there is so much pressure in the
And there's so much
society.
money
Yeah.
available in that.
And there is also pressure from the parents, because they keep telling you that, oh, my kid is an engineer, so he'll definitely do well for himself. That it could be a misconception, but at least it gets you started. So you get the first job easily, but then it depends on how well you do on that job and
Yep.
how well you like the job. So those are all different aspects, but at least you start on a good note. If you're an engineer, you get a job placement very easily. So that's how I started, and I decided to go for computer engineering, because I had this inclination towards mathematics and numbers, and so programming and mathematics have some things in common. Given that all of them follow a specific procedure, and it's like an experiment that you cannot go wrong if you follow the steps. So that is how I got into that, and I'm glad I did. I'm still sticking to it. I have worked at VMware for 2 years, and currently I'm not in the middle of a break, looking to go back to work as a software engineer. All through my years, what I've learned is that a job is something that'll make your life complete, in the sense that it gives you the living skills to survive and to make money. But how you live, like how much do you save, how much do you give to charity, how much do you help others, is all up to you after that, beyond that point, because nobody is going to tell you that you are earning a lot so you can give some. um, but it's up to you how you feel, and start helping others. So that's one thing that people miss out. They might be doing well. Everybody does well at some point in their lives, but how much do you learn and nurture your different the second aspect of it, which is giving back to the community that helped you so far. So that's something that everybody can work on. COVID has taught me about that, because it gave me some time to think and think about why some things happen to people, and some other good things some other good things don't happen to some other people. Why are the opportunities not always open to everyone? There is always some disconnect, there is some skew. Some people are more privileged, some people are struggling, given the same uh, facilities. So and also I think uh, that as you grow older, it is essential to reprioritize and find out what is important to you in life. Yeah, and accordingly make changes, so without worrying about being judged.
You are so amazing. Look at you. You know what I love is cooking and software follows recipes.
Yeah.
So it makes sense. It makes total sense that that's like, that's my jam. I need the structure. I need to know what comes first, what comes second, how long to cook it for,
Yeah.
right? How perfect, right?
Hmm.
And then also too, I love how you have such a beautiful sense of community. You know, you know that you come from a father having an engineering background, and so you of course inherited his brilliance and good looks and moms. And did you did you find that in so I don't know, so educate me. We both know the fabulous Karen Cornwell, who
Hmm.
is an engineer, and she was one female engineer out of an entire, department, right? She was like,
Hmm.
"Oh, I'm the lone one." And she talks a lot about how there just aren't that many women engineers. However, maybe it's just the set of people that I know, but I know tons of female engineers out of the Indian community. Is that because of Indian culture? Or is it just as much of a struggle and we just happen to see a really high number of female engineers in the Silicon Valley space?
So, as I said earlier, in India, there is a lot of pressure to perform in education, because education is considered to be the only ladder to succeed. Not many people have their own businesses, small businesses, and private mom pop shops don't do that well. Given that India always gives preference to getting businesses from outside, so they import a lot of stuff, and they do their own building. They do manufacture their own clothes and some other electronic items, but the market for that is very very limited, because of governmental rules. They cannot export as much, so India imports a lot of stuff. So given that condition, the small shops, mom pop shops, are forced to confine themselves to certain rules, and they don't end up getting as much profit margins when they sell their goods, and when they do their final accounting, because of old ways of ruling the country, because of the older generations who think that the way the British controlled India when it was a colony, those ways are still continuing. So unless the some of the people who are there in power make drastic changes, but even for them to make changes, it's only been independent for 70 years. To make changes, it has taken them quite a while. So the first generation of independent Indians were are just 70 years old. So when you
And
look at that,
that's young. And thank you for that reminder. Sometimes we forget, hey,
yeah,
it's only been 70 years. That's my mom's 73
right,
to
right.
so
So
probably
only the
what,
second
19,
generation.
1961? No, sorry, 1951 then?
Yeah, yeah, that's
Wow,
right, 51.
you're right.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
Yeah,
recent.
1947. Yeah, 1947 was our independence. So
There we go.
73. Yeah,
Okay.
so but if you look at it that way, then you understand that, only the first generation of independent Indians are still 70. So the second generation would be maybe 50 or somewhere around that. The third one would be maybe 40, and then so on. So
Wow.
everybody is still young. So the when you look at the growth path, it'll take us a long while to get to the point where you see the kind of freedom you see in this country. So that is the disparity. But still, the younger generations are realizing that they have a lot more power than what their parents had or what their ancestors had. So it's time to let go of what did not serve you and take on the ones that serve you. So the freedom of speech and the fearless nature of practicing what you see is right, what you think is right, is coming in now into the Indian society. So so like I said before, the reason why you see so many women engineers is because when you educate a woman, you educate that whole family. So
Yeah.
that is the reason why education for women is so important in India, and all the families push their daughters to school and college, try to get the best education for them. Otherwise, they would be married by by the time they are 18. So,
Mhm.
and if they are married that young, they would have kids young, and then it goes a downward slide because if I recall correctly, my grandmother had 13 kids because she got married at 13. So
That's a
yeah,
lot
so
of kids. That's your own
yeah,
football team. Yeah.
yeah, I know. But
That's a
again,
lot.
yeah, so but my mom had only three, so it goes to say that every generation is progressing further because they're delaying all the other things. So the reason why there are so many women engineers is because every family is trying to take on to the growth path.
Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for walking me through stuff that I had forgotten and didn't
Yeah.
know as intimately. Everything I've ever known about Indian culture, I just love and appreciate. I just haven't been there yet. Like I gotta get there, Priya. I gotta get there. Like
Yeah,
if I
you'll go there. You will definitely get a
remember,
chance to go there after COVID.
I really want to go. I mean, in fact, I remembered working in Silicon Valley and I met my very first Priya and I asked her, I said, "Oh, what does your name mean?" And she said, if I recall, I haven't looked this up in a while. If I recall, it's heart.
Yeah, yeah.
And I just thought, what a beautiful name because I always love asking when I meet different cultures. Like one of my very best friends, I met him at Silicon Valley. He's 30 years my senior. He's like a
Hmm.
father to me, Trang
Hmm.
Tran. And I asked him, what are your children's names and what do they mean? Tien is his daughter and it means angel. And
Hmm.
Hien is his son and it means good guy. I thought that
Hmm.
was really adorable. So I've got this thing where it's like, ooh, what does your name mean? Because it's just so sweet to
Yeah.
learn the food, the culture, the Bollywood dancing, man, so much fun. So much
Hmm.
fun. And just the fact that I was lucky enough, Priya, like a little unknown middle-aged white woman from the suburbs of San Jose singing backup vocals on a Bollywood film song.
That
Like,
was wonderful, by the way. That was
that
wonderful.
it's just so, but it's just so cool, right?
Yeah.
It's just so cool. And actually, one of the songs, I don't know if I told you this, one of the songs that I wrote on the second album was actually it was a little short film, independent made, of an Indian couple that that immigrated. Forgive me, I'm forgetting but anyway, they came to the United States to make a
Mm-hmm.
better life, and there was a tragic ending, and then
Oh.
some stuff and I wrote I auditioned to write a song for that film, and it was not chosen, but I decided to keep it and put it on my album. But yeah, it's the immigrant story of coming to the United States. It's a great country. It has a lot of its challenges, but the
Yeah.
hardships that people endure to come and make a better life. I mean, it's humbling. It's humbling that, like, gosh, Priya, how lucky am I that, like, I have ancestors that came over from the Mayflower.
Mm-hmm.
I
Wow.
also have ancestors that came over when the Spanish settled Florida.
Oh.
Like, my
Wow.
family's been around a long time.
Lucky
We
you.
we still bitch about things because that's what people do. We bitch about how life is hard, and it's really not that hard. You compare it to someone who doesn't know the language, and but it's human nature, right? Bitch, bitch, bitch. That's what we do. And that's why I do my best to, like, try to, like, find the good in every situation, because people have it tough. I love watching Russell Peters, the comedian.
Mm-hmm. I
Oh
know.
my gosh, his skit on who's cheaper, Indians or Chinese, and he's got this whole,
Yeah.
oh my god, dying laughing. He is so funny. So, all right. So you have, like, this beautiful background. You have all these things that you do. You're clearly a highly intelligent individual, because you know what? Smart people get bored. So they'd have multiple things. I'm with you, girl. That's why you see all this music stuff in the background and, like, all this stuff. I can't sit still. I'm always, like, doing something new. So here's the question for you. When we are off doing all these crazy things, expanding our horizons and doing stuff, there are still people that we serve in our lives, right? So, like, for me, I serve my clients who do marketing with me. I serve my dance community when it's not COVID by teaching dance, but obviously I haven't been able to teach dance. So instead, we're taking videos and putting them on Facebook about us dancing. Yeehaw, right?
Nice.
And then I like do my best to, like, serve the community. I serve by volunteering and doing various things. And of course, family. I serve my family because I love them, right? So tell us, who do you serve in your life? What are all the facets of Priya that she serves?
um, I serve my family the most. My kids and my husband, they are the ones who are top priority for me, and I think it's my duty right now to help them out in whatever way I can, to be a good person first of all before I impose any of my ideas. I try to make sure that I don't impose any of my ideas, and they have their own lives. But they would probably have different opinions about it if you ask them. But I say that I don't impose it on you. They
Compared to
say,
what your
"Oh,
parents might have
mom,
done or what your grandparents might have done. Yeah, yeah. You're like American version, right? So you're a lot
yeah,
lighter.
yeah." But you know what? They still think that I tell them to do a lot, but I'm not of that opinion. I keep telling them that if you saw what I did at your age, you would be completely tired by now, because in India, as I said, the pressure to perform is too high, just like in all the other developing countries, because of the population, because of the facilities, and the competition is much higher. So I keep telling my kids, if you saw what I did at your age, you would be extremely tired. Here they log in from home, and they just get up and they have their comfort. It's all comfortable, right?
Mom's
I
cooking.
used to travel by train, take the bus to reach school, and inhale the pollution. So all those things, right? But so when you think of the different so coming back to your question, serving my family, serving my own needs, and serving the community to a small extent is what I enjoy doing. I do some little bit amount of volunteer work, which gives me some time to interact with with the high school students to train them to do some volunteering. So that's about the kind of work that I do.
I love it. I love it. That is so fun. That is so fun. You're right. And you bring up some really good points about self-care as well, right? Um, when a firefighter goes in
Hmm.
to fight the fire, guess what? The firefighter has to suit up and make sure that she or he is protected to not get hurt, right? So
Hmm.
often we give of ourselves
Hmm.
that we forget to keep some reserves for ourselves. You got to eat first before
Yeah.
you can go off and do that awesome software.
Yep.
And it's like kids. I know how old are they? Teenagers? I'm guessing they're teenagers from
Yeah.
the.
One is 15, the other is 10.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. So they're at that age where they're starting to question, right? They no longer worship mom and dad. It's like, oh, wait a
Yeah.
minute, hold up. My parents have faults. Oh, let me
Yeah.
find those faults because that's
Yeah.
what we do, right? Yeah. But it is interesting, right? And oh, by the way, I don't know if this would happen I don't think it's necessarily a cultural thing. I think it's an age thing. I think it's just a matter of any child from whether they're immigrant children or native, but there's a point where they hit their 20s and they
Hmm.
realize, oh, and like I was 25 and I called up my parents. I'm like, I'm sorry. I finally understand this adulting thing, and sorry. Yeah,
I've done that too.
because it's just so easy. We think we have it figured out, and oh,
Yeah.
honey, we haven't even started.
Started. Yeah.
Like, I'm 50. I'll be turning 51 later this month, right? And I really feel confident, Priya, because both of my grandmothers are 97. So I know
Ooh.
in my heart, I'm going to 100. Like, it's in the genes. And knowing me, I'm like, because I'm planning, like, I'm not done until I'm 100. Like, I am going to reset my retirement accounts to, like, I'm going to be 100. Like, I'm doing everything. And even if I get some disease or some, like, accident or whatever, I'm going to break through that because I'm going to make that 100 mark. I'm going to cross the finish line, right?
That's the spirit.
There you go. And knowing what I know or whatever, I look at these 50 years, honey, I don't know anything.
Yeah,
Like,
that's true.
I
Yeah.
don't know if you ever heard this joke. Uh, there was a husband and wife, and they were both graduating on the same day, and she was getting
Hmm.
her master's, and he was getting his PhD.
Hmm.
And he says to her, honey, now that we're graduating, will you please call me doctor? And she says, sure, only if you call me master. And there's another one. There's another one that's kind of similar.
That's a good one.
Yeah, you like that one? That's a good one. Um, the other one that I like is when I got my bachelor's, I knew everything. When I got my master's, I knew something, and when I got my PhD, I knew nothing.
Nothing. Yeah.
Right? So
Yeah.
I'm
That's so
proud to
true.
say, yeah, I'm proud to say that I have a master's in history, but I have a PhD in life. So I don't know
That's
shit.
awesome. You rock it. You totally rock it.
But that's why we do what we do, huh?
Mm.
We smart people. I'm going to
Yeah.
say that I'm smart. I hang out with smart people, so I must be smart. Guilt by association, right?
Yeah.
I'm always diving into learning new stuff because there's so much to learn,
Yep.
right?
Mhm.
But when you're 10 and you're 15, I know it all. Isn't that
That's so
fun?
true. Yeah.
So, okay, so now I'm dying to know. All right, you're going through this evolution, and as you said earlier, as we age, our priorities change, things
Yeah.
change. Like who you were in your 20s is different from who you are now and who you will be. It's kind of like a snake that sheds the skin, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
Um, the person that I am today as the business owner is not the same person that I was in
Mm.
2009 when I started Rockstar Marketing, nor am I the same person I was back in 2019. Like I've had to
Mhm.
shed my skin multiple times to grow into the role. And there's a discussion of like, I want to be $1 million agency. Are you ready to be $1 million agency? Because like the person that's making like $20,000 a year because they're starting this thing is going to be different from the person who's making 100, who's going to be different from the person who's making a quarter of a million, a half a million, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So with that ramp up, here's your
Mhm.
question. When you get out of bed every day, you have a why. What is the why of Priya at this stage in her life? Why do you get out of bed every day? What's your drive?
Um, when I get out of bed every day, the why is first of all, I want to provide for my family. As I told you, that's my priority. So I'll do anything to help them in a way that is good for them. The second thing is I think we still have a lot to do in front of us. The past 20, 25 years, I learned a lot. I learned some skills to make a living. Now, going forward, I have to apply those skills and convince other people that what I'm doing is the right thing to do, and get more buy-ins and have them on my boat, on my side, so that I can make a difference in the society. So making a difference in my life as well as effectively helping the society would be my why. And this can be my work. My work is my number one priority after my family. So I hope to influence people by my work, and by writing good software, bringing in new products, bringing in useful products, which help the society, help the community, and at the same time, um, do not. Do not indulge in provoking other people. Be in the safe zone and get your work done.
Mm, mm.
So my why would be to make good products and influence people to support me and uh, grow in my work. That would be my why to get out of
That's
bed.
awesome. That is awesome. So tell us a little bit about the type of software that you're doing, because I'm it's been a long time since I've been in Silicon Valley. I've been in marketing longer now officially than I have been, in the Silicon Valley world. So what exactly are you doing? Are you doing like the higher level coding? Are you doing like the firmware? Like what is the software that you're making and how does it make the world a better place?
So right now, what I'm doing is I'm just learning the skills to develop a good software product. So I have done started from low level programming, system level programming, gone up to do write test cases for the enterprise systems, develop code for systems or boxes that are huge and that are large that go in the data centers. So if you consider a product that I'm writing out now, it would probably be something that would be useful in the data center for testing machines, for providing a seamless service to the users, because the users are usually not from the technology background. They come from all walks of life. Helping them to understanding their problem. So understanding your user is my number one problem. Finding out what is their ask, what are they struggling with, what would be the easy thing to do for them to digitize their world. So I think digital transformation is going on everywhere. We all are jumping into more of the digital world, less of paper, because if you're reducing paper, you're actually saving the environment, cutting less trees. So that is where we are heading towards. So knowingly or unknowingly, we are all forced to learn to use the computer, learn to use a tablet, learn to use a device. So the number of users that are coming into the digital world are way larger than what we had estimated. So, how do you provide a service that performs at its peak and is able to load balance so many users coming on at the same time is something that I'm working on. And at the same time, the users who are out there, they are quite demanding. So so if you consider, if you can group them into buckets, the users who come from the finance world, users who come from the education world, like students, or users who come from a consumer world, so families who are just trying to buy products. They Everybody uses a website, everybody sees a large number of devices and a large number of options to choose. um, Striving to provide the best rating and the best list of items that they're looking for is what the service that I'm trying to provide. So when you're looking at when you go to a website and you say that I want to buy maybe a mug for drinking coffee, there are 10 different mugs that are available out there, but which are the top 10? Which is microwave safe, which is dishwasher safe, and which won't break, which can sustain high temperatures. So there are several attributes for every product. So how do you categorize these attributes? How do you rank them and provide them a list of these are the different qualities that is needed? Is what my product or my thinking is right now.
Wow, that's so cool. So you're helping people find what they're looking for and make it, because it's true. Gosh, when microwaves were
Hmm.
introduced, microwave ovens,
Yeah,
like I developed the microwave generation where we couldn't wait the last 3 seconds for it to stop, right? We had to just
yeah.
stop it and like, I want my hot whatever now.
Hmm.
Well, now we've taken it even further, right? Now we've got the tablet, the mobile device generation where it's like one click, two
Yeah.
clicks. I got what I mean, even on my I got the new Mac, and so I got the gold. I got
Ooh, cool.
the color. I feel so rich, Priya, because it's like gold.
That's cool.
And the mouse is gold.
Oh, everything is good.
Everything's gold. But like there's this little fingerprint reader thing.
Ooh, wow.
So
Yeah, yeah.
when I'm purchasing things online, it's
Oh.
it's me. So all I have to do is put my little thing and my finger on there and boop, there she is. And it's like, wow, so you're right. Like we want it like that. And if that software is not working,
Mm,
that's millions of dollars lost
that's
because
true.
people are just so used to it. We've gotten so accustomed to just snap it and it's
Yeah.
there.
Hmm.
And now we're having supply chain issues and various repercussions and a domino effect because of the pandemic. And it's interesting, isn't it? Because we can still get the software to be at a flick of a button or
Yeah, but
and
there is nothing in the back end that's happening.
right?
Because yeah.
Yeah, it's so interesting. I'm responding to reviews for my
Hmm.
clients,
Hmm.
and the biggest source of 1-star reviews right now is they said I was going to get it by then and I didn't get it by then and I waited. And so it's like I'm really have it in my heart to start writing some blogs on behalf of my clients like, hey, did you know that some of the parts that are needed are like back ordered by a year?
Hmm. Hmm.
And that maybe when we tell you that you need to get something done on your car, maybe you should just sign up to get it done because
Hmm.
it could take longer. And because of the back order situation, please have patience. We're all in pain trying. Like we don't want to sit on your car for this long, but like please give us grace, give us grace. And there's so much going on right now because we're so used to having 24/7 availability. And now we're seeing restaurants are closing sooner.
Yeah. Hmm.
So it's almost like we're going back to like
Backwards. Yeah, yeah. We are actually slowing it
1985,
down.
like,
Yeah,
when things weren't open all the time. And
yeah,
so it's for those that did not experience 1985 time
yeah.
where, Safeway was closed by 9 and that was it. like,
Yeah, yeah,
so it's fascinating, isn't it? How we're going back to a different era, but some people are embracing more time with their family, less
yeah.
of a rat race, right?
Yeah, yeah. No,
And
I think the rat race term itself needs to be rethought about,
yes,
because after this COVID, I don't think we are in the race anymore. Everybody knows what their priorities are and they know what to focus on. Nobody is running around just for the heck of it. So
right,
I
right,
think that that is getting redefined, and everybody has their own priorities, and everybody is doing well in the way they can. Knowing your boundaries and also setting your expectations much lower, because you can't expect everybody to be 24 by 7, because uh, things are changing pretty rapidly. So if you expect 24 by 7 service, then you should be able to provide that service as well. It's not only about expecting, you should be able to do it as well.
true.
So
That is
yeah,
true. Like, everyone wants it so quickly, but are you going to be doing all that?
yeah,
Yeah, that's a really, really good point. That's a really
yeah,
good point.
yeah.
So, what kind of advice? Gosh, this has been so much fun. I can go on for hours. What kind of advice do you have for anyone who's listening? What pearls of wisdom would you like to leave behind?
I would say, uh, follow what you aim to do, even if others don't believe in you. Still keep doing it because you know that what you want to achieve. But at the same time, make sure that you weigh your pros and cons uh, after a given time period. So make sure you meet the milestones to find out if you're actually making progress. Sticking to what you like to do is a good thing, but with progress is where the magic is. So if you're not making progress for a long time, then might be time um, to turn around or do something else. But sticking to what you're doing is important, but at the same time measure it.
Oh, you're so good. You're so good. And if people want to get a hold of you, if they want to be on your podcast, if they want to know more about Priya, how do we get a hold of you? And I'm even going to write stuff down so I can make sure it comes.
You can always email me at priya.shastri@gmail.com.
Okay, spell
And
that for me because
Yeah,
not everybody can
yeah,
see your
P,
last name.
yeah, Priya
Hmm.
dot Shastri as in Tom, RI at gmail.com.
Priya.shastri@gmail.com.
Yeah,
Excellent.
yep.
And how else? Do you have a website?
Yes, I do have a website. I'll send you the link in an email.
Tell us what it is.
It's Priya Shastri, the first name, last name, all together, all lowercase, dot wixsite.com, wixsite.com, front slash Priyas, Prias.
Okay, gotcha. Because yes, you're right. You've got your podcast on
Yeah,
there.
I've got my podcast in there.
So tell us how you got started on that. I want to know about that piece.
Oh, when I joined Toastmasters, I had to do a level 4 project. And one of them was writing a blog. The other one was creating a podcast. I was writing a blog already. So I have my own blogging site and I write a lot of blogs. Podcast is something that I had never tried. I never would talk so much. But Toastmasters probed me, and the table topics probed me to keep speaking and keep thinking on the feet. And like just like today, you brought me in and you said, "Oh, you are the interviewee." I cannot run away, so I have to speak up. So even if I spoke a lot of gibberish right now, you can ignore all of that. But
Oh, you're fabulous. You're
yeah,
fabulous.
but podcasts are something that I enjoyed doing because you get to connect to people at a different level, and everybody and each person has their own essence, their own special thing, special gift that they have. And I think that is what comes out in podcasts, because in podcasts, you are not worried about how you look, how you speak. It's all about what you're saying and the content. So the focus is more on what you're talking about, and hence podcasts are a very effective means to understand a given problem, or to understand a person's personality and so on.
That is so cool. I love
Uh,
it. Okay, everybody. So priyashastri.wixsite.com/Prius. And
yeah.
we're going to go ahead and put this in the show notes. But um, I really hope that you continue to prosper and thrive. Is that so? You've mentioned a couple times that you want people to follow it, what it is, and get on board. Is that the podcast that you want to make a career, or is it software, developing your own product? Like I'm so curious because you've dropped little hints. What is it that you want us to support you on so we can say, go, Priya, go?
So I have not decided what that would be, but definitely related to software, because I have worked in that field for a long time. But communication would also be a huge part of it. So I will continue doing podcasts as I get more people on board, and who are having the time to do that with me. So if you know of someone, please direct them my way. I'll definitely be in a position to interview them. And also, I'm looking for people who can host these recordings. So if you know of any websites that want to gather more content, I can record it for them and provide it to them. So I can be of service to people who are hosting the podcast as well. So I'll continue doing that, because it helps me to connect at a different level, and probe my own inner energies for some time.
How fun. I love it. You just bring so much to the table. And I just hope, speaking of table, I just hope I can invite myself over because it
Yes.
sounds really good. I'm kind of hungry. So good thing that Monterey is not close to you.
Oh, but you know what? We love going to Monterey because my kids love the Monterey Bay Aquarium, and
Come
so
on,
we've been there several times. So,
come on.
uh, yeah, we
I
keep
used to
going
love,
there. Yeah, I'll definitely make it a point to meet you the next time I'm there.
oh, for sure, for
Yes,
sure. And if
yes.
we coordinate it, because I've been a member for a long time. And I think I told you I volunteered there. I used to work
Hmm.
with the penguins, and I used to be a scuba diver in the otter tank.
Wow.
And
Wow.
someday I'll volunteer there again. It's just a matter of timing, right? It's just
Yeah.
crazy busy time. We're doing a lot of traveling right now for work. But um, with that said, coordinate with me. I'll show you all the cool
Sure.
stuff. I'll show
Sure.
you all the fun stuff. And then also
Sure.
too, like, yeah, it's just so great. The Bay Area is awesome. Monterey is just a little bit better. But like we're super lucky, right, that we have so many resources and such a beautiful, diverse population. Because, yeah, I am not joking. When we are done, I'm going for some Indian food. Yes, I am.
Awesome. That made my day. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Jennifer. Nice talking to you. And thank you for spending time with me. It totally
Yes,
made my
of
day.
course. Of course. Everybody, I hope you enjoyed our time together. I mean, isn't Priya just a treasure? She's so fun. And you too can talk her into cooking for you if you contact her. I'm teasing. But no, if you want to get more information about what Priya is up to, please, by all means, we will put it in the notes. But truly, you should see her in her glory when she is part of Women Lead Toastmasters, which is a group that I joined. Unfortunately, I'm so busy, I can't fully commit as a member right now, but I might be a guest if I might be allowed in as a guest.
Woohoo!
But this particular Toastmasters group is a new club. They've only been in existence since COVID.
Yes.
And my goodness, the people in this group are on fire. And Priya is, of course, just a beautiful representation. She's just one amazing pillar in this community of real go-getters. And I gotta say, you girls and guys make me stand on my tippy toes, which is what you want, right? You want to surround yourself with people who make you stretch and grow.
That,
So
Jennifer, that's a lot of praise for women lead. So I totally appreciate that. We want our club to grow. And if you or your friends want to join us, please, please, please,
of
we'll embrace
course,
you with open arms.
yeah.
So you're always welcome.
Oh, thank you. And yes, I just wish that I could commit more time, but I kid you not, I say that with a heavy heart because it's like, dang it, I wish I had the time, but I'm so stretched. But don't worry, you'll see me on occasion if you guys and girls will let me in.
Of course, anytime, anytime. Because we want people to learn from you. You're an inspiration by your own self.
Oh, no, no, no. I'm just your average girl just doing her crazy things. That's all. That's really all who we are, right? Nobody's more special or less special. We're just all bringing it to the soup. Add to the soup. Add it. It's
Woo!
all good ingredients, right? All right, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. We love you. Thank you so much for your time. You all have a wonderful day, and we'll see you later. Bye.